Hiya. So, this is kind of a response to my roommate who doesn't watch Rosalie Niles, saying, "What's so bad about Casey? I don't get it." I wanted to just vent about Casey's character, but I've been told to be nice and positive about it, so I'm going to do problems I can see and solutions, if there are any, in no particular order. I mean, well, the solutions and problems are in order, but it's fine. So here we go. Problem number 1. I don't know anything about him. Okay, almost anything. We know he's a soldier. He's posted in Afghanistan. He went to school with Jane as a senior. Cool, great. That's it. We don't know how long they knew each other, when he became a soldier, why he always wears camo pants, nothing. It's almost as if he's a 2D character existing solely as Jane's love interest and not a human being. How strange. The solution, I guess, would be give me something to work with. If you want me to ship Jane and Casey as a couple, which is kind of gross, give me some info about him. What's his favorite color? Does he eat the pickles on his burger? What kind of car does he drive? Anything that doesn't begin with Afghanistan. Because, seriously, his second name could be Afghanistan for the amount of times it's mentioned in conjunction with him. All you'd need is to sit them down at a cafe or a Pizza Hut or something and have a conversation. Hey, Casey, what's your favorite color? Oh, my favorite color is the whites of the eyes of my enemies before I kill them. Oh, me too. Great, they have something in common. Problem number 2 is you never see him. I think I can count on one hand how many times he's been on screen. But it's not that necessarily. It's that you don't really hear about him when he's not relevant. Yes, there are Skype calls, but they're few and far between too. I'm not saying Chris Vance has to be on screen 24/7, but at least mention his character if he's so important. The solution would be, if you're trying to make me believe that Jane's madly in love with Casey, get her to at least talk about him a little bit. Like, oh, Casey bought that brand of toothpaste for me. That was alright. Or, Casey mentioned something about that, but I was sleepy and I wasn't listening. Or something. Share an anecdote, a joke, a poem. Remind me that he exists, so it's not a surprise when he shows up next episode. Problem number 3. I don't think he's likable. I know this is subjective, and I know I'm biased, so take this with a pinch of salt, but hear me out. What we've seen of Casey on screen is that he starts off as a nice guy. Woo, great for him. But once he gets injured, he's this brooding, moody asshole. And no, don't go telling me it's romantic. That's bullshit. Mr. Darcy was in fashion in the 1800s, and he was still an asshole. Casey's secretive, he's aloof, and he's emotionally abusive. He uses the feelings Jane has for him, supposedly, to his advantage. In season 3, he's telling her they can't be together. It's no good. There's nothing he can bring to the relationship. He can't do her, whatever. Then he asks her if she's seeing anyone else, to make her feel bad that she has feelings like a normal human being. The solution would be, okay, firstly, don't go feeding me bullshit claims of PTSD and shrapnel that causes personality changes. I don't buy it. And I don't know, maybe give him some nice traits to balance him out and make him more 3D. Like, make him generous, or make him kind, make him laugh at fart jokes, I don't know. And don't go pulling that, but he's a soldier crap on me. Soldiers are people. There are good soldiers and there are bad soldiers, and fighting for your government doesn't automatically give you saint status, so fuck off. Problem number 4 is his interaction with Jane. Now, I know this has been covered a lot, so I'm not going to say much, but I will say a little bit. He tells her she needs... Okay, stop. Dude, don't tell anyone what they need to do unless you're a fucking doctor. Anyway, he tells her she needs someone to take care of her, to make love to her. Oh, I'm making myself sick. And then he fucking comes and goes without saying a damn thing to her. I don't care if you think things will be easier and you won't hurt her and you're trying to be strong for her. Throw all that bullshit out the window, because that's not how a good relationship works. Relationships need communication, caring, and understanding. And you, asshole, need to treat Jane for who she is, okay? And the fucking solution is to treat her like the strong, independent woman she is. She's a grown-up. She can take care of herself. She loves her job. And for some unknown reason, she's trying to love you. Don't demean her by treating her like she doesn't know what's good for her. I don't know, people are saying he's selfless, trying to spare Jane from this heartache. But you know what? I think it's pretty damn selfish of him. He decided he knows what she deserves, and he's not letting her make her own choices. That's bullshit. A relationship requires you to work together through the hard times, okay? That's how you grow stronger. If he falls, let him lean on her. Don't tell her to look away. Jane is her own woman, and she is your equal. Respect that. Problem number 4.5. I'm throwing this in here after the summer finale. Yeah, so Casey giving Jane an off-screen ultimatum is pretty shit. And I think that ties in with what I just said about the emotionally abusiveness. This is a beautiful example of what not to do in a relationship. And I personally am disturbed by it. I had a friend who told me he would commit suicide if I didn't sleep beside him. I think we can agree this is emotionally abusive because the perpetrator is using the victim's feelings for them to force them to act the way they want. Casey telling Jane that she either marries him or he leaves for a war zone is exactly that. He knows she has feelings for him and he's using them to either get out of their relationship blamelessly or to tie her to him, whether she's ready for it or not. The solution? Well, you kind of dug your own grave here, Casey. There's not really much you can do to fix it now. I guess a solution would be for him to retract it, apologize for putting her on the spot like that, and work towards a future where marriage with you might actually be something she would consider, rather than you using it against her. Because that's not how it works, man. Problem number 5 is subjective again, but I don't see a spark between them, and I don't know whether it's there and I don't see it, or whether it just hasn't had time to form because Casey's on this show about as much as Stanley is. But if the best spark you got with Angie Harmon and another male actor is this, you're gonna have to focus on something apart from their insatiable love, because I just don't see it. And I think a bit of the problem is that Jane has such an obvious natural chemistry with other characters on the show that it kinda outshines Casey. Yes, I'm talking about Maura. It's like I'm getting solar panels installed, she's the sun, and Casey is a speckle on the side. And I'm supposed to choose him as my main light source? Come on. So I guess the solution would be to work steadily on Jane and Casey's relationship so that it has a chance to grow, rather than just assume everyone sees some connection that isn't really there. You really have to work at this to make me see it. So in lieu of a spark, you're gonna need to show me other ways that the love is supposedly there. Or take the easy way out and pick another character that Jane already has chemistry with. I can think of a shining example. Get it? 'Cause sun shines, shining. Anyway, so that's it. Thank you for putting up with my ranting and swearing, and I'll let you get back to your scrolling and reblogging. Thank you.